although we have saved a lot of marriages, not only mine, but I've had actually people go through my workshop and they're now together. They came through saying, if this doesn't work, I'm done. And they're still together 6 years later, so we know it works for that. But you know, sometimes the relationship is too far gone by the time they find us. But who's the victim in that? Who's really getting hurt from that? If there's kids involved, they're the ones that are being hurt by that. So it's not about saving that marriage, but it's about let's do as little damage to the kids as we possibly can. And when you really understand, that's the biggest tool, the biggest gift that this gives you, is it helps you understand instead of judge. Right now, everything everybody hears, they put it through their filter, their communication style, and they go, if I had said that, I would have been being rude. If I had said that, I would have been being condescending. If I had said that, I would have been being silly. Whatever it is, the only way you know how to interpret it is through your communication style filter. You don't even know there's 3 others that you could actually swap out and go, oh, not being rude, he's just giving me information, no emotion attached to it, so it sounds very curt and harsh, but it's just lack of emotion. They're not meaning it to hurt your feelings or to be mean in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, they're probably scratching their head going, what did I say? And I know so many times that that's happened to me. Like, I've given somebody a compliment and they walked off in a huff, and I'm like, I don't know what I just said. I gave them a compliment. But it's because I didn't give them the compliment the way they needed to hear it. It wasn't that I meant it as not a compliment. It's just that they interpreted it in a different way. And when you can change out those filters, you can stop the madness. You can stop the arguing. I mean, have you ever had a conversation with somebody, usually a loved one, a spouse or a child or your mom or dad, and you're going back and forth for 20 minutes back, no, this, and then all of a sudden one of you has that V8 moment. Wow, we're both saying the exact same thing. I'm just saying it my way and you're just saying it your way. But the end result is exactly the same thing.
Right.
That's the different dialects. It's like you weren't trying to confuse each other, or you were just trying to explain how you got there, and it was a little bit different because your brain got you there a little bit different pathway than the other person, but you still got to the same point. And that's what Bank helps you do, is to get to that point without all the 20-minute back and forth frustrating. And that's when we start getting mad and start saying things that we don't mean, is out of frustration. It's not because we don't love the person or we don't want to get along with the person. It's just because we want them to understand. And when you can switch it to their dialect and feed it to them, they open up just like the little spoon with the choo-choo and take it in, and they understand it. Check out the story I'm about to tell you. I'm going to give you the real condensed version, but you can go get the full story on my website, thecodemasters.net. On the very front page, there's 2 testimonials, one from Sergio and one from Melissa. I'm going to tell you Melissa's quick story. July of 2017, her and her 15-year-old daughter were just fighting every single day, yelling, screaming, just not getting along. They were doing all the counseling that they could figure out to do. Nothing was getting any better. Melissa had heard my story about how it saved my marriage, even though it was a sales training. And she came to me and she asked me, she goes, could I bring my daughter through? And I said, yeah. I said, nothing I teach is over an 8-10-year-old's head. I said, she should be able to understand everything I teach. So they came through at the end of July 2017. And to this day, they have not had a fight. Now, have they had conversations? Have they come to agreements and compromises? Absolutely. But Melissa swears to this day they have not called each other name, raised their voice, or had an argument since they walked out of my class almost 4 years ago.
Wow.
So yes, I think it could have an amazing application with just parents and children getting along, because that's where the frustration is coming from. There's nothing wrong with your kid, you just don't have the same communication style as the kid. You don't know what motivates and drives them, because each one of the communication styles has 12 values that's very specific to that communication style. Not one crosses over. So there's actually 48 values that we all live our lives from, but each communication style is broken down into 12 of them. and that's how we show up. That's what is important to us. That's the information that we're looking for when we run our lives and make our decisions.